Hello and welcome to episode 72 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Michaeli. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at breakingyarn.com or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have 0 finished objects, but I do have a design that I'm working on and 2 whips to share with you today. I also have several acquisitions from the enchanted yarn crawl that I did with my friends. I did not finish it, but I got a few acquisitions when I met up with some friends. And I also went to Tempe Yarn and Fiber, so I will show you what I got from there. The first thing I will share with you today is my new design. I was a little nervous to share. I actually shared about it on Instagram maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I can't really keep track of time that well, but this is in a bag that I have from Stolen Minutes, and I am working on a shawl design, but I also do have plans to turn this into a cowl as well, more of like a stationary cowl. But I am designing this to look like the windows at the rail yards in Albuquerque, New Mexico. These are the windows in the show Breaking Bad, Walter White is sitting in front of the windows for some of the promotional materials, and I designed this grid pattern to look like the windows at the rail yards. So I am using, this is a mosaic method of knitting, and you are only knitting with one color at a time. And I am using 2 colorways from my shop in fingering weight. One is gray matter, that is the gray color, and then the other one is my Wayfarer 515 colorway that I am contrasting with that because it actually looks like the colors of the windows. It has an I-cord. It has an I-cord edge all the way on both sides. And basically with this shawl pattern, because I wanted the grids to be up and down, I started at the bottom, and then it kind of has a center spine going up, but I'm only increasing on the sides of the pattern, on the sides of the shawl. So on both sides, I increase just on the right side. But it's creating a really cool grid pattern. I'm super excited how this is turning out, and I'm very excited to be able to put this out into the world, hopefully in the coming weeks or months. I'm not really sure. Once I get it finished, I'm close to being done. I am close to the end of my skeins here. I'm using a little bit more of the gray at a faster rate since there's a little bit more gray in the grid than the Wayfarer 515. So I'm gonna have to start weighing these to see how much I am gonna need for an I-cord bind off. And I was thinking about doing the 2 color I-cord bind off to be consistent with this 2 color I-cord that is all throughout. So that's the design I'm working on that I haven't felt quite ready to share until now. I feel like it's in a good place. Originally I was just trying to design it as a cowl, and I think I still will do that, but I wanted to get a shawl shape first, and then I will figure out how to make adjustments for the cowl pattern as well. But yeah, so that's my design I'm working on. I'm very excited with how it's turning out and how it's coming along, and it's fun to knit, and I'm excited to be able to put that out into the world soon. All right, my next whip is in this super cute bag that I just got from Katie's Randomness. I think it's called Katie's Randomness. Yeah, it's over here. Katie's Randomness. And it is knitting footballs. I believe she designed this pattern. or the little like guy who's knitting footballs. And I'm doing this for the pigskin party. I'm on team 9. If you're on my team, let me know. But I started a brand new project. This is the Night and Day Cowl by Andrea Mowry. And I am using Swish DK from my shop in the colorways Hazmat Suit and Jane Margolis. And I am obsessed with how this is turning out. I think it's so cool how it's like checkered. And I'm gonna wear this to my Steeler game that I'm going to later this month. So I'm on a deadline crunch to get this done. I already finished section 1 and I'm in section 2, I believe. So it's moving along. This time I'm actually using my Knit Picks needles. I'm not sure why. I can't remember if I already was using, I'm already using this. I think I'm already using these for my other set. So I'm using my Knit Picks needles for this. But it's nice, it's working out, and I'm obsessed with it. So that one is Day and Night by Andrea Mowry, and I'm using Hazmat Suit and Jane Margolis, and it's supposed to be my Steeler colors. So this will be for the pigskin party. This project will count for that for my team. All right, so this next whip is also an acquisition that I just got from the Enchanted Yarn Crawl. This is a book fantasy crochet creatures. This is by Atomic Crochet. She is Kenzie Davis. And I picked this up at Mariposa Yarns. My daughter really loved all of the little samples that they had around. And so she asked me if I could make her Lynn the Loch Ness. And I said yes. I let her pick, so I got this book and then I let her pick the colors that she wanted me to get. And she picked pink and purple. Let me show you. Pink and purple, they're a little messy because I've been using them. It's a whip now, but I have its little face done. And these are little like kawaii style eyes that I got from Amazon. I will link those down below in case you're interested. But they came in all different sizes and you could change out the color for whatever color you want for the size. They're little safety eyes. And the kit I got also comes with noses, although the Loch Ness doesn't have a nose. Okay, so I did the head and the body, and now I did the tail. And now I have to like connect the tail and sew it together. And then I also did all of her little legs in purple. So she has 4 little legs that I need to sew on. Maybe I can insert a clip or a picture while I'm editing this to show you what it'll look like finished. But so it's still a work in progress. She's stuffed. And now I just need to sew and assemble. And it also has this cute little like star flower on the top that will go like on her head. Like that. Isn't that so cute? I don't know if you can see that, but so it'll be like that. So that's a whip. Then I realized I didn't really get any like boy colors for my son. So if he sees my daughter's little stuffy Loch Ness that I'm making for her, then he might want something, and I might have to go back to Mariposa to get more yarn. But isn't that so cute? I'm excited how it's turning out. It's feature editing Michaeli, and I finished the little Loch Ness for my daughter. I think she turned out super cute and I'm super excited. But when I looked at her, I realized something was a little off. So I referred back to the book and looked at the picture, like what did I do wrong? Look, the Loch Ness in the book is like sitting up and mine is flat. My daughter called it an ant. So I'm not really quite sure what happened, but it's all good. She likes it anyways. So that's it for whips. As I mentioned before, I went to part of the Enchantment yarn crawl that happens here in Albuquerque in the end of September, early October. I was not able to complete the whole thing, but I did join my friend Leah and her group of people from Las Cruces for a few of the shops. I think we went to Nana's Yarn Stash, Mariposa, Fiber Arts on 4th, which that was the first time I've ever been there, and it was actually a really cool store. And I got a really, like, a lot of cool little things from there. And then we also went to Yarning in Nob Hill. Of course, I had to say hi to Laura. And I took my daughter with me on the yarn crawl, and she just had the best day. Looking at all the notions, buying lots of little things. She definitely made my trips more expensive, but it was also more enjoyable and a little bit of mother and daughter time, which was great. So I will insert a picture here of all the little things that I bought during Enchantment yarn crawl. I also was collecting the little stitch markers for each store. And that was kind of fun to have a little collection of those at the end of the yarn crawl as well. And of course I picked up a bag that says Enchantment Yarn Crawl for 2025. Last episode I had mentioned that I had wanted to do the Flip Dana by Detroit Knots. I purchased this Knit Pro Tunisian set. This is the ginger set, and it's wooden. So it has all the sizes from 3.5 millimeter all the way up to 12 millimeter. I got this set, and I am just having a hard time with the pattern. I haven't, since I've only done samples. Okay, it does say it's intermediate pattern, so it's not anyone's fault but that I am not experienced in Tunisian crochet yet. So I have not started that project. I was doing like I did like a little swatch, and it was very messy. And I need to work on doing like increases, and also the Tunisian purl stitch is a little different, and I have a hard time seeing where the yarn overs are from the previous row so that I don't skip any stitches or lose them. So I do still plan to make that project. I just realize that it is a little bit more advanced than where I'm at, and I need to learn a little bit more and practice a little bit more. But I got this set. I'll link it down below. My friend from the Drop Stitch Knitters Guild had recommended this set she was using for her Tunisian project and said that she really likes this set. So perfect. I ordered this, and they do feel super nice quality. It comes in a really nice case. It has a big pocket in the back that holds all of your cables and stitch markers, end caps, all the little things. And it has a great join on there as well, so it feels like really high quality. And I'm excited to actually use these for a project, but I just need to practice a little bit more. Maybe I can start a more repetitive project first. I'm not sure what I need to do. If you are a Tunisian crocheter, what should I do? I've only made a few swatches from a book, this book. I've made a few swatches from this book, but I haven't done anything past that, like a real project. And so what is like an easy project for me to start on? Yeah. What's an easy project for me to start on? But I will link this set that I got down below just in case you are interested in getting your own set. The last acquisition that I want to share with you today is from the Tempe Yarn and Fiber. I went to go visit my parents in Arizona for a few days, and I'm so excited that I got to stop at Tempe Yarn and Fiber. It was kind of nostalgic actually, because the last time I went there, it was probably like 7 years ago. They had a sample of it's called What the Fade from Andrea Mowry, and they had it as a sample up there, and I took my mom with me, and she just loved that sample and that pattern, and she was like, this is so beautiful and whatever. And so like it was because of that experience and the What the Fade from Andrea Mowry that I actually learned how to knit brioche. And so I got to tell their staff that story, like, oh, because of you, I got to learn brioche, and now I love brioche knitting too. It's so fun. And this time my mom really liked one of their samples. I can't remember the artist's name, but it was woven. It was a woven scarf that she also spun. So I was like, oh great. I was joking with them that now I need to learn how to spin yarn and then weave it so that I can make her another birthday present, maybe next year. But it was just kind of a funny moment. But the only thing I purchased there actually was this skein of yarn from Super Glow. They are hand dyed in Scottsdale, Arizona. And this colorway is called Mermaid Caves, and it's on her super sock base. Oh, it's an 85-15 sock base. So I thought that was cute, and it's a locally dyed yarn to Arizona. So I thought that was the perfect little souvenir to get myself. I also wanted to mention that I had announced all of it over on Instagram, but I did pick 3 winners from the Summer Sailor Stitch Along 2025. Total, we had 61 hats that were made for the make along, which is just incredible. Thank you so much to everyone who participated in that. And totally, I sent off 74 hats in total to the Hats for Sailors, and that was because I had picked up some hats from before the make along from the members of the Drop Stitch Knitters Guild, and I included those in my package. But I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who participated in that. All the winners have been contacted and prizes have been received. So congratulations to all of the winners. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 72 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.